My family forgot to invite me to their Christmas plans because I work too much, but I know it's really because they don't love me, and now my new girlfriend is offering to let me spend the holidays with her family instead. Posted by you/throw_ra_forgotten1. So I, 29M, am an oops baby, something my family has constantly reminded me of since I was little, because it's funny. My brother, 44, sister, 42, and sister, 39, were all planned by our parents. I, on the other hand, was the result of a drunken fun night on New Year's Eve, according to my dad. I've never been close to my siblings due to the large age gap. My parents, while never mean, never went out of their way to show me the same love that my siblings received, or at least that's how it's always felt. For instance, when I was younger, I was in choir and loved singing, but no one in the family ever came to see me perform. I was told, "We are busy," or, "We have other plans," so I gave up singing. I remember them attending my siblings' dance events, though. As a result, I stopped pursuing hobbies and focused on working on my computer and spending time with friends. Over time, I became skilled with computers, which led to a great job where I've worked for almost 10 years. I started at the bottom in IT and eventually worked my way up to being a manager for about 15 people. However, being in IT means I occasionally have to miss family events and holidays because my workplace operates 24/7 in 12-hour shifts. Because of this, my family has accidentally forgotten to invite me to events over the years, saying, "We figured you were working," without even asking. This has been a recurring issue with my family, forgetting to invite me or making excuses for not including me. One constant, though, was Christmas Eve, when we celebrate Christmas, where I could show up late after work and still feel like I belonged. Most of the love I felt came from my nieces, who think of me as the cool uncle and are always excited to see me. Yesterday, I stopped by my parents' house and saw my nieces. My parents tend to watch them on weekends, but that's another story. They asked if I was excited for Christmas and mentioned the cabin we'd all be staying in this year. I was confused and asked my mom what they were talking about. She looked embarrassed and admitted that everyone had made plans back in June to celebrate Christmas in a rental cabin in Vermont. She actually said, "We all figured you had to work again and couldn't get the time off, so everyone thought you wouldn't mind missing one Christmas." If they had told me, I could have taken the time off. To say I was heartbroken is an understatement. I get that I'm an oops baby and probably not thought of much, but to be left out of Christmas on purpose? How does a family do that to someone? I just hugged my nieces goodbye and left without saying goodbye to my mom. I pride myself on being a strong individual despite how my family has always treated me, but I cried on the way home. I've never felt so rejected, especially by people who are supposed to love me. I couldn't even bring myself to ask when or if they were planning to tell me. What would have happened if I'd shown up after work and no one was there? I just left. I probably should have said something, but I was hurting too much to care at the moment. Now here's my dilemma. I have a new girlfriend, Zoe, 27F, and we've been dating since just after Thanksgiving. When I got home, I texted her about what happened because I needed to talk to someone. She knows a bit about my family, though I've tried not to unload all my baggage on her since we're still in a new relationship. She does know our relationship isn't the standard type. Zoe has invited me to celebrate Christmas with her family. I haven't given her an answer yet. In past relationships, we were together for months before the Christmas invite came up. This is the first time I've been invited after only a few weeks of dating. So, I'm asking for advice. Would going with Zoe to her family's Christmas celebration be a good idea? Since this is so new, could there be a downside? Should I thank her for the invite but graciously decline, or should I accept and go? By the way, I do have to work Christmas Eve again this year, but not Christmas Day, so that's A+, I guess, lol. I've rambled enough. Sorry this got a little too long. Update 6 days later. First, thanks to everyone who commented on my first post. I wasn't really sure if I should go or not, but it turned out to be the best decision I ever made. When I told my girlfriend that I would love to go with her, she was so happy. I followed the suggestions others gave and bought a really nice bottle of wine for her family and a few gifts for my girlfriend. I expected a bit of awkwardness when we arrived, but none of that happened. When I met her family, I was treated like I belonged there from the start. I had a wonderful time. We enjoyed some amazing food, played games, and overall, it was a fantastic experience, so different from any Christmas I've ever had with my own family. Speaking of which, my mom, and maybe the rest of my family, called while I was at my girlfriend's family's house. From the tone of her voice, I don't think she was too happy about it, lol. At the time, we were in the middle of playing Pictionary, and everyone was having a great time. She asked where I was, and I told her. I wished her a Merry Christmas, hung up the phone, and turned it off. I wasn't going to let her, or them, ruin a good time. When it was time to leave, everyone thanked me for coming and said they hoped I had a good time. Honestly, I don't think I could have wiped the smile off my face even if I wanted to. They were such a nice and loving group of people. I know this relationship is still super new, but the amount of love I received from my girlfriend and her family makes me really hope this works out. I've never felt in my whole life what I felt on Christmas. As someone said on my first post, it felt like a Hallmark movie of sorts. I know it's partly just all the new feelings, but if I've learned anything, it's that I deserve more than the little my family has given me. Thanks again, everyone, for encouraging me to go. Best decision ever. Commenter. Sounds like you had a great time. I'm glad you went. It also sounds like you may need to confront your parents and plainly tell them that what they're doing isn't right, and find out why. I am astonished that, as an oops baby, you were so neglected. It feels as though they're avoiding some issue, which in turn puts you, an innocent and unwilling bystander, in the middle. Like, not mentioning anything about Christmas for months? I wouldn't be surprised if it turns out you're an affair child because they always seem to be the neglected ones. Good luck with the new relationship. Sounds like you have a keeper. Take care, and update us from time to time. Yours is a story we want to cheer on, and jeer at your family because they suck. Ops response. I was content to just read and like the comments here, but I felt the need to respond to yours. I think the reason I was so neglected was that I didn't fit into their plan for a perfect family. They had a plan for my brother and sisters, and I wasn't part of it. In doing so, I ended up ruining the picture-perfect family they envisioned. I've had a couple of days to think about it, and the more I do, the more I realize how narcissistic they are. I guess I never wanted to see it that way, but now that I do, I can't see it any other way. I plan to go low contact for now. I need to figure out what part, if any, of my life needs to involve them. Thanks for your comment and kind words. Second update 9 days later. Still receiving many requests for an update, so I'm here to give a final update on the fallout. Once again, I want to thank everyone for their kind words and for taking the time to comment. It felt good to know that so many kind people are on Reddit. Yesterday after work, I finally had a talk with my mom and dad. I told them that the disrespect and dismissiveness I've received from them and the rest of the family would no longer be acceptable. For years, I put up with their mental and emotional abuse, thinking that's just how family was. However, after spending time with my girlfriend's family, I realized how toxic my own family is. Of course, my mom tried to gaslight me, claiming I was overreacting and making things sound worse than they actually were. I pointed out time and again how they've disregarded me, made me feel unwanted and forgotten, and treated me as an afterthought because I didn't fit into their perfect family picture, Christmas being a prime example. I told them that, at least for the foreseeable future, I wouldn't be attending any family-related events and that I'd reach out to them, they shouldn't call me. I explained that I deserved better and more than what they've been giving me. I also pointed out that my mom getting upset over me having a good time with someone else's family just proved my point. Maybe, in time, we can try to rebuild some kind of relationship, but for now, I'm walking away and putting myself first for once. My dad nodded his head, seemingly understanding for the first time how they've treated me. My mom started crying, but it was clearly a guilt trip, so I walked away. I also texted my brother and sisters to ensure my mom couldn't manipulate what was said. The older two think I'm being petty and overreacting, which I expected, but my youngest sister, my niece's mom, seems to understand. She said I'm still welcome to see them if I want. Beyond that, not much else to share. I've been invited to Easter dinner by my girlfriend and her family, and I'm looking forward to that. I know it's a while away, but it's nice to know I apparently made a good impression since they've invited me back. Thanks again for all the comments, it really helped me.